Hi, my name's Brian Davis. Welcome to my channel, Brian Davis Scuba. In this episode, I'm going to take you through all the work we've done to the electrical systems to upgrade them and bring them back to better than original. For many years I was unhappy with the state of the electrical system on the boat, it being a fire hazard and a shock risk, but I had difficulty in finding people who could work on such an old boat to the standards that we wanted. Thankfully, thanks to Mark, a British engineer, he came out and he rewired the complete boat and brought it up to specification. I would say definitely better than new. So now we have a very safe boat, electrical wise, good for another 20 years at least. So we start off with the main distribution board, which we completely re-engineered. You can see what it did look like, an absolute disaster. So we made this, or fabricated this ourselves. The actual switch panels you can see from a canal boat supplier, because they were much cheaper than buying from a marine boat supplier. And then we made the back plate, put our own gauges in, and we're very happy with the result. It really looks professional now. So you can see everything is marked. We know which switches are for what, which we didn't know before. We'd just kind of press switches till things worked. So it's really a joy having this now. So everything's easy and hidden behind the doors, very easy access next to the helm. And when we open the doors, there is an LED strip which just switches on automatically. Next to it we do have a big 24 volt to 12 volt step down transformer. We use this because all our navigation instruments are 12 volt. They're much cheaper, much easier to replace. So we feed from here up to the fly bridge, a 12 volt feed, so you can see everything on the fly bridge, even the radar operates on 12 volt. And we have a 12 volt takeoff in the galley as well. So that's been well worth the money, and I'm glad we fitted it. We also sorted out the shore power, where we have a 220, 240 or 230 volt AC supply. We don't have a generator, but again we made this up, and then we also took the opportunity to move some of the gauges from the helm, because we've remodeled the helm. And here's our distribution box, everything fully protected, and you can see there we run the ACs, we have an ice maker, we even have a hot water tank. We may put a generator on in future, I'm not quite sure yet. Next to that we've got the battery charger, and next to that we've got the solar and wind generator controller, which is the original unit I put on 20 years ago. We've refurbished it, and it's still working well. I am planning sometime in the future to put more solar onto the boat. We have a step down transformer down to from 230 or 220, 230 down to 110 volts. That's for the ice maker. We had the boat was originally all 110, so we did install a 110 ice maker. That's when we did have a generator. This boat was originally made for the American market, hence that. Here in the main cabin behind the mirror you can see where the 230 volt shore power comes in. We've got a circuit breaker there, as the light tells us. We've also got the galvanic isolator mounted above with a little rain or water shield, just to protect it, just in case we did get water coming in through the back deck. You can see there, nice and tidy. We have an inverter on board as well. Essentially we just use that mainly for the Nespresso coffee machine, because I am a big fan of my Nespresso. We could also run the main salon TV off it if we need to, so we just simply plug into it. It's was very cost effective, and I'm very pleased with it. So you can see there, and that there is if we want to feed a socket, we just plug that in there and it will feed the socket that you'll see shortly on the chart table. So then we plug the Nespresso machine in. There you can see we've got the inverter plug, so yeah, we can use a coffee maker and anything else, which I think it's rated at 3 kilowatts. Next to that you can see we have USBs for charging phones and stuff. We've got USB charging ports all over the boat now. This is to allow us to connect an iPhone or any smartphone direct to the TV, so we can watch Netflix, all that sort of stuff. This is a microwave which I bought in the UK from a truck supplier. It's a 24 volt microwave, and because microwaves consume so much power, we have a direct connection to the battery when we use it. So we just switch it on, microwave what we want, and then switch it off again. This is switch over panels for the batteries. You can see nice, simple. Again, we fabricated ourselves, so we've got separate battery banks for port and starboard. We can just switch them on and off easy. Same with the house batteries. And then we put in what we call the battery jumper, which if either the port or starboard engine batteries fail, we just turn this switch and we've got them both connected, so we can start the engines, start charging the battery again. So quite pleased with that. Nice, simple system. So hopefully we don't need to use the jump switch. We haven't yet. This is for the house bank, just a battery monitor letting us know how the domestic bank's doing. So if it drops down, we'll just switch the engines on and charge it. As you can see now, we're fully charged at 27 volts, 100%. So yeah, we never used to have a domestic bank. That was new for us. We just used to take the risk and run off the engine batteries. These are the batteries. This is the port side. Here's the starboard side. Again, we fabricated all the frames ourselves. And then underneath these we have batteries for the domestic bank, one under each engine, and then another two we've just gone over there, and then two more there. So you know, we never should have now the domestic electrics draining the engine batteries. Taking the covers off, you can see I think these are 200 amp hour batteries if I'm not wrong, and then we connect them together to give 24 volts. Now we go to the engine electrics, and you can just see there what they did look like and what they look like now. So really everything's neat, tidy. We've got the correct breakers in, and it's better than new. Here we've got splitter diodes, so we control the charging of all the batteries, and we don't get any back current coming through draining the system. So they are really useful. They weren't originally on the boat, but they are now, and I'm very pleased that we've got that additional I think it's like a safety factor so we keep our batteries at optimum charge all the time, and we get no backflow potentially discharging them. This is the underneath the helm, nice and tidy and neat now. I'm sorry there's a bit of dust in the photograph, but when you see in a minute, you know, what it did look like, you'll see the difference, and you can understand why I was always concerned about the electrics. You saw the state of the electrics for the main distribution and the engine. This was just as bad. These are the speaker switches. I need to get those fitted properly. But we hardly use the stereo now anyway. We tend to use a portable Bluetooth speaker in the phone. This is what it did look like, an absolute mess and jumbo, and now it's really nice. Coming up to the front of the boat, this is for the anchor winch, the circuit breaker, and next to it you can see a little knife. What's that for? Because we run a chain system which is tied with a rope. We can just cut it. We've installed LED lighting throughout the boat, under cabinet lighting, and it gives a really nice effect in the evening. And switches, so we haven't got to get up and go to the main panel to turn off the lights. You see the bathrooms and in the crew area, bedrooms, and finally we've installed some red lights and stairway lights, so when we run at night we can actually see what we're doing without affecting our night vision. I hope you enjoyed the video on our electrical system upgrade, and hopefully you might have got a few tips on how to refurbish electrics on your own Coronet or similar vintage boat. Thanks for watching. My name's Brian Davis, and this is Brian Davis Scuba. See you next time.